It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Right. So I've been all around the country today. I've been in woods looking for soakaways and fixing septic tanks. I've been chilling out on the beach, eating an ice cream. And now I'm back in the office doing another live show for everyone out there. So just bear with me a minute. Just going to have my cup of tea. Well, cup of coffee, actually. Oh, and it's just, the cup's the same colour as the wall. What's going on there? All right, okay, so look. So it's been a long, long day. I've been up since 5:30 this morning, right? And so I'm going to answer your questions, okay? I'm going to answer your questions. So, all right, so here we go. So, anyway, if you've just joined me for the first time, my name's Jason, right? And I repair, fix, consult, and everything you can imagine I do for septic tanks. And I help people. So if you want free advice and you want free help, then when you get a minute, go to septictank.co.uk, okay? So when you want some, there you go. If you want some free help, you want some advice, then just go to septictank.co.uk and you'll find loads of videos I've done on there. You'll find my Facebook link, which will take you to my Facebook page and show you all the free videos that I've done for you. So there's lots and lots of free help and free advice. Every little helps, okay? So we can all help each other. Right, so in this particular live video, I thought I would answer some questions to do with the Soakaway worms. Okay, so, just let me have this a sec. It's just nice and warm, and I've almost finished it. Oh man, that's nice. That is really nice, really nice. Okay, so Soakaway worms, what are they? Well, let's say you've got a septic tank. All right, I'm going to try and draw this straight today. I tell you what, it's been a long day today, right? It's been a long day, but I'm here. So let's try that again, right? Hold on. Whee! Okay. Oh, man. Something like, I'm going to try once more. Look, I'm going to try once more. You just have to forgive me. It's been a long day, right? I'm really zonked out. I'm really tired, but I've been looking forward to doing this all day. All right, so let's try that once more. All right, there we go. Hooray! Third time lucky, right? Third time lucky. That is supposed to be a septic tank. I know they come in all shapes and sizes. Some are like a bullet septic tank. Some are in a cube shape. But this is an onion shape, right? Okay, so here's your inlet pipe. But look, at least you know this is live, right? At least you know this is live. And that's your outlet pipe. So if you imagine on this, right? In fact, if I exaggerate it for you, if I exaggerate this little bit for you, so if I put the inlet pipe a bit higher, like that, there we go. All right. So all the liquid from the house, from your house, that's dishwasher, that's bath, that's shower, toilet, all the waste goes into here, it then goes into here, and the tank fills up, and then when it gets to a certain level, it then goes towards the soakaway. All right? So, and what happens is this. All the fat and the grease and the sludge and the debris from dishwashers, from number twos and stuff like that, it all builds up on the bottom over time. But the main culprit is actually in the water itself, because what actually happens is there's something in our septic tank terms that we call suspended solids. So then I suppose if you imagine jellyfish, right? Jellyfish, you know what jellyfish, right? So what happens is the water is never really clear in a septic tank. It's like jellyfish, right? And so they call these suspended particles suspended solids. And all these suspended solids that float around end up going into the soakaway. They just float around and they drift off there. It's just how it is, right? And so what ends up happening is the whole tank is this like soup. I suppose soup is the best word, soup. And the soup ends up blocking everything up. So let's say this is your soakaway here, okay? And it doesn't matter, but let's just say this is gravel, right? So that's gravel in your soakaway. And what normally happens is, as all the liquid enters the soakaway, it goes into here, it makes its way down, and normally it would just disperse into the soil, okay? That's how typically it works. But what happens is this, right? The suspended solids in time, and when I say in time, typically in about, let's say you put a brand new system in, right? By the time all the dishwasher stuff's gone in there, all the vegetables and bits off your plates and the fat and the grease, typically in about 5-6 years, it clogs everything up. Suspended solids clog everything up. That's why when you put a brand new system in, all these manufacturers will only guarantee it for 10 to 15 years maximum for tops. And that's because although the tank itself doesn't break or develop cracks or break down or collapse, and the soakaway in itself, you know, the integrity of it, the structure of it is sound. It's the internal. So I suppose if this was a human being, he would have a terrible diet, right? And he'd be full of junk food, right? That's basically, so imagine these are your arteries. So the soakaway, this is one example of a soakaway. It could be a load of pipes like a herringbone system. It could be septic tank crates, could be anything. I've just used a soakaway pit for this example. But the point being is, imagine this is like your circulatory system. These are your arteries, stuff like that. The whole septic tank system clogs up with like junk. I suppose we'd call it cholesterol, right? And so even when the septic tank man comes in a year's time and sucks all this out, he still can't suck all the cholesterol that's clogging the whole system up. So why am I talking about this? What's the reason I'm telling you this? Well, because septic, that's the grass, by the way. Septic tanks have a lifespan. So excuse me a second. Oh man, that's really nice. All right, so this is where I'm going to tell you about something really magical now, like really, really magical. You've got 3 options here, all right? You can carry on getting your tank emptied once, twice, 3 times a year, which will cost you about 600 quid. You can just let your system go on for 15 years and then it collapses and then pay 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 grand out to fix it. Or, right, you could put in something called soakaway worms. Soakaway worms, right? Something I invented, something I've trademarked, something I've patented. Now, you're probably wondering, what the heck are soakaway worms? What are they? Well, obviously they're worms, right? But they're not any type of worm. They're not an earthworm, right? In England, in the UK, there's about 150 different species of worms, 150 species of worms, right? And when I used to live in Shropshire, my dad and all the neighbours, they were all on septic tanks. And they had one common thing about them. Everyone's tanks had worms in. And those tanks had been in for 50, 60, 70, 80 years, right? They never developed problems. They never clogged up. They never broke down. They never needed repairing. They never needed replacing. Why? Because inside them, right, were thousands thousands, tens of thousands of worms that lived in the septic tank. Now, before I go any further, right, before I go any further, people ask me, but hold on a minute, mate. Worms drown if they're in water. They die and they drown. Not true. If it's a stagnant pond and there's no oxygen in the water, then yes, they will die. 100% guaranteed. But with a septic tank, you see, because you've got a flow in from the house, so that's oxygenated water comes in, right? And oxygenated water goes out. And that oxygenated water ends up going through into the soil. But even if your soakaway becomes blocked, you've still got oxygenated water going in and it's overflowing or backing up to the house. So the point I'm trying to make is, right, worms do not drown in water, in septic tank water, okay? If you've got water going in and you've got water going out or backing up or spilling out of the top, let's say it's spilling up out the top here onto the soil, then there's still oxygen in there. Now, soakaway worms, right, they live in the septic tank. So I sell them in buckets, right? And you put them, you just tip them straight into your tank. By the way, I've got that wrong. The grass should be there, sorry. Grass should be level with the lid, okay? So forget that other spurious kind of green line on there. So let me just delete that. All right, so I'm not confusing things. There we go. Okay, so soakaway worms, they come in a bucket, you tip them in the tank, and they eat. Now get this, right? They eat all the fat and the grease and the sludge. I kid you not. They live in the tank. They don't come back up the tank, right, into the toilet. They actually swim around the tank, right? So pretend that's the worms. They make their way into the soakaway, and they live in your entire septic tank and soakaway system. And so what they do is, they completely and utterly, have you ever seen a bone picked clean? A bone picked clean. Well, imagine the inside of your septic tank picked clean, right? They make it almost like new again. I kid you not, right? They make it like new. So they live in there and they clean your septic tank out. So not only do they keep it clean, but on top of that, you don't have to get your septic tank emptied anymore, because the only reason you get your septic tank emptied is because it's full of fat, grease, and sludge. So that's gravel in there. So we're going back to our original septic tank. All right, okay, so that's gravel in there. So we've still got water coming in. It's still filling up with water, look, to the outlet pipe here. And there's still water in here, but we've got a difference now. And the difference is that there's worms in the system. And the worms live in there, and they live in the pipes here, and they live in the soakaway, and they eat all the suspended solids, and they keep it clean. They pick it clean. So not only do they keep your septic tank clean, but they stop it from ever becoming blocked. So no more blockages. And that is how soakaway worms work. They keep the whole system brand spanking clean. So let's say the system was 15 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, right? Put the worms in within, flipping heck, within 2 or 3 months, they'll make the system like new again. So why is this important then? Well, because maybe you've got soakaway problems. Maybe your soakaway is blocked. Maybe your septic tanks smells. Maybe you're having to get it emptied all the time. All right. Maybe you just want to put an organic kind of treatment in there that cleans it, a biological treatment that keeps it clean. for you without having to put all these rubbishy bacterial treatments in. So there's loads. So that's another question, right? Some people ask me, well, I'm going to buy this Kickstart, mate, you know, and put it in. Most Kickstarts don't work because the cleaning products kill them, right? Worms are living organisms, right? The bacteria, they're very, very small, and so they're affected by the bleach. But with the worms, because of the dilution rate in the tank and the soakaway, they can survive, and the cleaning products doesn't hurt them. But also, with the cleaning products, we also give away a year's worth of what I call septic tank fertilizer, and that actually protects your septic tank from cleaning products. It counteracts the effects, which keeps the worms alive. So yeah, they're a fantastic thing. So if you're looking to keep your septic tank clean, if you want to save hundreds on septic tank empty costs, but more than that, we got this horrible rubbishy septic tank ban coming up right on 1st of Jan 2020. And if your septic tank smells, if it develops blockages and or doesn't drain away properly, then, according to the .gov website, your septic tank becomes illegal. Yes, and I know that sounds strong, and I know that's horrible, and blah, 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 you know, but however much you want to deny it, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, but these rules and regulations are coming in, and the government are going to make millions of pounds from fining people, right, that don't have healthy, well-maintained septic tanks, right? And so if it becomes illegal, you've got two choices, right? You can either repair your septic tank, get someone in who says, oh, mate, you know, it's a terrible state, it needs replacing, right? I mean, how do you know if it doesn't? Do you know what I mean? So you've either got to, I mean, which bit are you going to repair? If the soakaway is blocked up, then the septic tank's going to be blocked up. I mean, that's another kettle of fish. But the point being is, right, what I'm trying to say is, once you start going down this route and you're trying to work out, well, is it the soakaway that's blocked? Is it the septic tank that's blocked? How blocked is it? What bits do I need to replace? You're opening a can of worms. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm not going into it too deeply. If you've got problems with your septic tank and soakaway, you're going to have to repair it, right? At the very least. Or you're going to have to replace it. And both of those, as you know, I mean, let's face it, you're not going to have much change from, you know, 3 to 7 grand, are you? That's what it's going to cost if, come the 1st of Jan 2020, your tank smells, you've got blockages, and it's not draining away properly. And then on top of that, like, again, I don't police people. You know, if people ring me up, lots of people ring me up and say their tank smells and they got blockages, or they got, you know, it's not draining away properly. I don't, you know, don't police them. I say, okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry about that. And I'll give them some suggestions. Now, whether they heed them or not, it's up to you. I'm just telling you, relaying to you what's coming down the line, which is a few months away. So if your tank smells or it's got blockages and it doesn't drain away properly, the government will deem them to be illegal. You've got to either replace it or repair it, and it's going to cost you money. But look, don't do it. When I say don't do it, I'm not saying defy the government. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's an easier way without having to spend all that money out and replace your system. That's what I'm trying to say to you, okay? And the answer, it's as simple as this, right? It's as simple as this. It's called, and this is the answer, right? The answer is called Soakaway worms. Worms have been around for thousands and millions of years, right? They eat all the waste. They eat all the bad stuff on the planet. They just eat it and convert it into safe, clean, organic liquid, right? In fact, if you think about it, worms eat everything. They even eat us at the end of the day. So if you put a bucket of Soakaway worms in your tank, you won't have to, and they'll eat all the fat and the grease and the sludge. They'll clear it from blockages. They'll prevent it getting blocked. They'll remove all that cholesterol. They'll stop it stinking. You haven't got to spend 3,000 to 7,000 quid on putting a new system in, which will again become blocked and clogged up. So I'm just trying to show you what I've been selling the Soakaway worms now for, I don't know, 5 years. They're one of my biggest sellers, and people buy them, their neighbors buy them. They're really, 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 really popular, and they really, really work. Now, another question people ask, they say, well, hold on, if this is your worm, let's say that's your worm there, right? Give them a little eye and a little mouth, look. All right. So, if the worm is eating a load of solids, right? How is that going to unblock my septic tank? Well, because they eat this, they eat the solids, and then they digest it and they poop out liquid, organic, liquid fertilizer. I call it fertilizer because it's some of the, whatever worms excrete is some of the best plant food, planet food, whatever you want to call it, on Earth. And they eat all the fat and the grease and the sludge, and they convert it into safe, clean, natural, organic, liquid fertilizer. And then that liquid fertilizer will just drain away naturally. And so they'll say this is in a pipe, look. Say that's in a pipe. That's completely blocked up. They'll eat their way through this, right, and then they'll just poop out liquid fertilizer. And once the pipe's unblocked, it's unblocked for good. So there you go. And so that's a little bit more about the worms that someone was asking. I hope you understand that a bit better now. Thank you very much for asking these questions. And I hope I've answered it to your satisfaction. And yeah, so if you want to buy Soakaway worms, if you want free help, you want free advice, if you want to know more about the septic tank ban, it's, as it gets later, I really have trouble saying that. The septic tank ban, there you go. Right, let me just tell you this, right? The septic tank ban sucks. That's what I think. Septic tank ban sucks. That's why I'm just trying to help people. Not let it stress them out. Don't let it worry you. Just put in a bucket of those worms and the problem goes away. It's as simple as that. I mean, don't get me wrong, certain septic tanks will have collapsed and be broken and are beyond repair, beyond reform, beyond help, right? But I'm on about the other flipping 80% of septic tanks that are clogged up with cholesterol and fat and grease and sludge, okay? So from that point of view, the worms will do you wonders. I've been, you know, I don't just live off the worms. I sell, you know, my life is consulting, walking around woods and fields, fixing people's septic tanks and soakaways. This is something I invented to help people, full stop. Basically, give them away at cost price. So, you know, this was purely designed to help people because I like helping people, right? It's as simple as that. So if you'd like some help, some free advice about the septic tank ban, want to make your septic tank legal, septictank.co.uk. You want a septic tank, you want a soakaway system, you want anything to do with septic tanks, got a legal problem with maybe you're on a shared system and it's doing your head in, whatever, right? Septictank.co.uk, that's where you'll find me. But listen, thank you very, very much for watching this video, for putting up with me, taking the time to watch this video. And it is 10 to 8. And but look, every day I do at least 2, if not 3 live shows. People come on. I've got, you can't see it, but on my screen here on the left, on the right-hand side here, I've got a panel. And you can ask me questions live on Facebook, and I'll answer your questions live for you. And yeah, there we go. So listen, thank you so much for watching me, for putting up with me, for taking an interest in what I've got to say. And you take care. Have a great what's left of the evening of the weekend. It's Monday. It's back to work tomorrow. Back to work every day, I think, but I love it. Listen, I love it. I love it. I love it. If I can help you, if I can give you free help and advice, I love it. So listen, thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you soon.